Hello, and this is Delia, and I am on part 6 of the Vampire Diaries, The Awakening. This is part 6, chapter 6, or chapter 7. Chapter 7, part 6. Thomas and Honora are looking kind of pale, said Vicky, still giggling. I think they need a little color. She produced a lipstick from her purse and began to coat the white marble mouth of the woman's statue with waxy scarlet. Elena felt another sick twinge. As a child, she'd always been awed by the pale lady and the grave man who lay with their eyes closed, hands folded on their breasts. And after her parents died, she thought of them as lying side by side, like this down in the cemetery. But she held the lighter while the other girl put a lipstick mustache and clown's nose on Thomas Fell. Tyler was watching them. Hey, they're all dressed up with no place to go. He put his hands on the edge of the stone lid and leaned on it, trying to shift it sideways. What do you say, Dick? Want to give them a night out on the town? Like maybe right in the center of town? No, thought Elena, appalled, as Dick golfed and Vicky shrieked with laughter. But Dick was already beside Tyler, getting braced and ready, the heels of his hands on the stone lid. On 3, said Tyler, and he counted 1, 2, 3. Elena's eyes were fixed on the horrible, clown-like face of Thomas Fell as the boy strained forward and grunted, muscles bunching under cloth. They couldn't budge the lid an inch. Damn thing must be attached somehow, said Tyler, angrily, and then turning away. Elena felt weak with relief, trying to seem casual. She leaned against the stone lid of the tomb for support, and that was when it happened. She heard the grinding of stone and felt the lid shift under her left hand all at once. It was moving away from her, making her lose her balance. That's creepy. The lighter went flying and she screamed and screamed again, trying to keep her feet. Trying to keep her feet. She was falling into the open tomb, and an icy wind roared all around her. Screams rang in her ears. And then she was outside, and the moonlight was bright enough that she could see the others. Tyler had hold of her. She stared around wildly. Are you crazy? What happened? Tyler was shaking her. It moved. The lid moved. It slid open, and I don't know, almost fell in. It was cold. The boys were laughing. Poor baby's got the jitters. Tyler said, Come on, Dickie boy, we'll check it out. Tyler, no. But they went inside anyway. Vicky hung in the doorway watching, while Elena shivered. Presently, Tyler beckoned her from the door. Look, he said, when she reluctantly stepped back inside. He'd received the lighter, and he held it above Thomas Fell's marble chest. It still fits, snug as a bug in a rug, see? Elena stared out at the perfect alignment of lid and tomb. It did move. I nearly fell into it. Sure, whatever you say, baby. Tyler wound his arms around her, clasping her to him backwards. She looked over to see Dick and Vicky in much the same position, except that Vicky's eyes shut was looking as if she was enjoying it. Tyler rubbed a strong chin over her hair. I'd like to go back to the dance now, she said flatly. There was a pause in the rubbing, and then Tyler sighed and said, Sure, baby. He looked at Dick and Vicky. What about you two? Dick grinned. We'll just stay here a while. Vicky giggled. Her eyes were still shut. Okay, Elena wondered, how were they going to get back? But she allowed Tyler to lead her out. Once outside, however, he paused. I can't let you go without one look at my grandfather's headstone, he said. Aw, come on, Elena, he said as they started to protest. Don't hurt my feelings. You've got to see it. It's the family pride and joy. Elena made herself smile, although her stomach felt like ice. Maybe if she humored him, he would get her out of here. All right, she said, and started toward the cemetery. Not that way, this way. And the next moment he was leading her down toward the old graveyard. It's okay, honest. It's not far off the path. Look, there, you see? He pointed to something that shone in the moonlight. Elena gasped. Muscles tightened around her heart. It looks like a person standing there. A giant with a round, hairless head, and she didn't like being here at all. Among the worn and leaning granite stones of centuries past, the bright moonlight cast strange shadows, and those were pools of impenetrable darkness everywhere. Okay, this will be chapter 7, part 6, and then I'm getting ready to go into part 7.